Beyond the Gates, spoilers for the week of July 14th and 18 indicate that fans will finally learn all about Martin Richardson's secret night 2 years ago, while his mom, Nicole Richardson, will be floored, and Anita Dupree has a meltdown. From the sounds of it, Martin will become unhinged during the Monday, July 14th episode and physically attack Kenneth at the park in front of Samantha Richardson. As Martin's world spirals out of control, he'll fess up to someone about what he did 2 years ago and why he was forced to cover it up. Fans will finally learn the whole truth after months of speculation. So will that person be Bradley Smitty Smith? It sounds like it, as Samantha will plead with one of her dads as the weekend hits. Is this family on the verge of falling apart? Meanwhile, some interesting events will unfold as the days go by. First off, Joey Armstrong will send Detective Marcel Malone on an assignment that's dangerous. Will Malone be the one to finally off Kenny since Randy Parker made a mess of it? In other related BTG spoilers, Vernon Dupree and Bill Hamilton will have another confrontation as they banter back and forth on who calls the shots. Considering the mess they've made of Martin's situation, no one should have bragging rights about being in control. Across town, Vanessa McBride will fill Nicole in on something that will send her on a mission to find out more information, and she may be completely shocked when she comes to the conclusion. This is an intriguing spoiler, as Vanessa is Nicole's BFF, but also super close with Joey. Will Vanessa find out about Martin's secret night and the cover-up of it all? Will she spill all to Nicole? Elsewhere, Anita will return home and be completely off guard to how far things have spiraled. In fact, she'll have some choice words for one of her daughters, so if Nicole finds out her mother's role in Martin's secret, these two strong Dupree women may clash. In addition, the Dupree family will welcome a new house guest. Could this be Martin if Smitty kicks him out? Or could it be an articulate, looking for a place to stay, post-reunion concert drama? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Meanwhile, Beyond the Gates, spoilers for the week of July 14th note, Elon Hawthorne will take charge of Jacob Hawthorne's investigation. Jacob has been defending his dad to Smitty when it comes to all the shady shenanigans at the police department, but it sounds like Jacob may start to see his dad in a new light. Lastly, Naomi will get some intel on June's past. What will she discover when she follows up on it? Beyond the Gates spoilers promise some interesting revelations surrounding the mystery behind June and where she comes from. So will she have links to someone else in Fairmont Crest? And what is the endgame with this storyline? Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday, July 14th. Note that Martin Richardson will attack Kenny, while Haley Hamilton attempts to recover a relationship, and Chelsea Hamilton is left scrambling. The July 14th episode will be an explosive one, so it's time to talk about what fans should expect. It sounds like the Monday show will pick up where the Friday, July 11th episode left off, so BTG viewers need to brace themselves for things to get ugly between Martin and Kenny. After all, Martin found the mysterious busboy a little too close to his daughter, Samantha Richardson, in the park during Friday's show, on the cusp of finding Kenny in his own home, playing chess with his son, Tyrell Richardson. Earlier that week, Kenny was trying to send a message to the congressman. However, Martin is about to send a bigger message to his blackmailer. Martin will have a physical altercation with Kenny, so it sounds like things are about to get messier in the congressman's world. But just how violent will Martin get? And could he end the man for good? Kenny's brother didn't make it 2 years ago during an encounter with Martin, and there's a good chance that Kenny could join him. Martin is fiercely protective of his family, and there's no doubt he'll cross a line in the name of keeping his child safe. Across town, Beyond the Gates, spoilers imply that Haley will try to reconnect with Ashley Morgan. This past week, Haley reminded the nurse how close they used to be when she was friends with Naomi Hawthorne. After all, before Haley broke Naomi's family apart by marrying her dad, Bill Hamilton, she and Naomi were besties. Plus, Haley and Ashley were friends too, as they'd all hang out now and again. Ashley is currently Naomi's BFF, and Haley may hope that by getting closer to the nurse, she can rekindle a friendship with Naomi. Sadly, Haley is wrong. Ashley knows that Haley refused an ultrasound during her miscarriage scare while getting checked out at the hospital. This is all thanks to Danny Dupree mentioning that she thinks Haley is faking her pregnancy. She's on Ashley's radar. Still, as a nurse, Ashley is bound by HIPAA to not expose any patient information. Ashley is in a tough position, so as Haley attempts to extend an olive branch to the nurse, Ashley may dig for information about her pregnancy. Finally, Chelsea will be in quite the pickle during the July 14th episode as she attempts some damage control. During the July 11th show, she and Dr. Madison Montgomery were on a date and heading home for some romance. Chelsea's ex-girlfriend, Allison, once again popped up out of nowhere and was seemingly spying on the couple in a very eerie way. It looks like Allison wants Chelsea back, even though Chelsea has clearly moved on. Will Allison's creepy moves cause a wedge between Chelsea and her happily ever after? Beyond the Gates spoilers imply there's something very off about Allison, and she might not be hovering over Chelsea, rather stalking her. So it'll be interesting to see how this storyline plays out. Martin's been harboring a terrible secret since the premiere of Beyond the Gates, and far too many people, except the audience, seem to know exactly what happened years ago on that fateful night. Well, buckle up, because the truth is finally going to be revealed. And that's not all, as the latest preview teases that the secret could be the breaking point for their marriage. Vernon's been trying to protect his grandson and his secret from the get-go, and has had to involve some people he'd likely rather be done with, including one ex-son-in-law, Bill. However, what Vernon has to say to him seems to shake him to his core as he's red for filth. Even Danny notices her father seems to have gotten to Bill. After learning Martin has asked for police protection from the dirty cop that Smitty is investigating, Jacob advised him that it might be time for Martin to lawyer up. That was the breaking point for Smitty, who this week confronts his husband and gives him an ultimatum, without giving him an ultimatum, because he's not the kind of guy who gives ultimatums. Finally, Jacob and Naomi discuss Martin and Smitty's delicate and complex situation, which Jacob sums up in one word: weird. Be sure to read the Beyond the Gates spoilers to find out exactly which day Martin's secret comes out, so you don't miss a thing. Or you can read our daily recaps should you forget to set your DVR. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of July 14th to 18 imply some major moments ahead. Martin Richardson will finally reveal his secret as Elon Hawthorne takes control of the situation. Plus, it'll be Dupree versus Dupree when Anita Dupree and Nicole Richardson go toe-to-toe. Find out about what's going down in the land of Fairmont Crest over the next 5 days below. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of July 14th to 18 suggest Martin's secret will finally blow up. Fans saw him confront Kenneth in the park during the Friday, July 11th episode, as the country club busboy had a too-close-for-comfort situation with Martin's daughter, Samantha Richardson. It looks like Martin will have a physical altercation with Kenny during the Monday, July 14th episode, and whatever drama spills from that will have Martin finally revealing his big, dark secret from 2 years ago during the Tuesday, July 14th show. Martin is about to throw Bradley "Smitty" Smith for a major loop, so can their love affair endure this scandal? As Friday, July 18th hits, Samantha will make a plea to her father, but which father is this BTG spoiler referring to? Across town, Joey Armstrong will send Detective Marcel Malone on a dire assignment. Are Kenny's days finally numbered in Fairmont Crest? Speaking of, Vernon Dupree and Bill Hamilton will argue over who's calling the shots, but by the look of how Martin's situation has spiraled, neither of them should want to take responsibility of being in charge. In other news, Jacob Hawthorne will have some grave information for Smitty, while Vanessa McBride gives Nicole some intel that sends her on a mission. Is this about Ted Richardson or her son, Martin? Vanessa is close with Joey now, so she may stumble upon some Martin information that she shares with her bestie. Meanwhile, BTG spoilers for the week of July 14th to 18 imply that Anita will return home shocked at what's happened while she's been away. In fact, as the days go by, Anita will have words with one of her daughters. Could this be Nicole? If the truth about Martin's secret comes out, and Nicole learns what her parents hid from her, she may lash out. Lastly, the Dupree family welcomes a new house guest. Who could this be? Finally, beyond the gates, spoilers for the week of July 14th note that Elon will take control of an investigation and assert some control over his son, Jacob. Sounds like Jacob will see another side of his dad, but will he learn that he's also a part of Martin's cover-up operation? Lastly, Naomi will find a clue to June's past and follow up on it. What will she discover, and will this evidence offer insight into where June comes from? What storyline are you most looking forward to during the week of July 14th, 18? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Tune into the new CBS soap regularly for all the drama, and check out CTS often for the best Beyond the Gates news, updates, and spoilers. Beyond the Gates inches closer to the revelation of Martin's secret. Before that happens, it looks like the congressman will face a major obstacle, his husband, Smitty. Meanwhile, Vernon isn't happy with Bill, and it's leaving the Legal Eagle. Fear not, he and Danny have what looks like a calm conversation where he confides in his ex-wife. Vernon is determined to start the BTG video preview by having words with his ex-son-in-law, Bill Hamilton. "Who the hell do you think you are, summoning me? And what's so damned urgent?" the Dupree patriarch asked and demanded. Something tells us that this chat won't end well. In the next shot, it looks like Bill is trying to recover from his interaction with the retired senator. And he's doing so with Danny, his ex-wife, whom he's drawn to at times. And at other times, he can't get away fast enough. Last time these two talked, it was an unpleasant situation. This time around, he looks stressed. "One Dupree is enough. You know, I've met my Read for Filth quota," Bill stated plainly. "Daddy really got under your skin tonight," Danny responded. "At Martin's and Smitty's house, things are hella tense. Smitty is tired of the runaround. He wants answers. He presumably wants to know what Martin is hiding from him and the family. It's a good thing that I'm not the type of man who gives ultimatums," Smitty sternly stated. "Like if you walk out that door, don't bother coming back." Did Smitty just give Martin an ultimatum? Finally, Jacob is filling in the blanks of this Martin, Smitty, and Detective Malone madness for his wife, and Naomi is trying to keep up. "Martin wants protection from the crooked cop that his own husband is investigating?" she asks. Meanwhile, Jacob states the obvious. Daytime is serving up the drama like never before, and July 14th, 18 promises to deliver. With jaw-dropping reveals and explosive secrets, the soaps are set to bring the chaos fans crave. Here's what we can't wait to watch unfold this week. Expect fists to fly when Martin is attacked by a stranger. He and this mystery player get into a physical fight, and it's going to be one to watch. Martin is known for being the calm, quiet type, but he's got a fire inside him, just waiting for the moment to unleash. Will he come out on top of this battle? Oh, Anita, have you ever heard the saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything? If she has, she seems to forget this week when she tells her daughter all about herself. She's not holding back during this tongue-lashing, and it's going to be epic. Tune in to watch her tear into her child with some choice words and the hottest of hot takes. Brooke may still be in love with Ridge, but that isn't going to stop Nick from trying again. He shows back up at the office for another attempt to steal her heart from the very taken and recently engaged dressmaker. Why pine for the unavailable Forrester heir when the captain is right there ready to set sail and create a whole new destiny? Brooke may want to reconsider who her future should be with. Later in the week, we'll see Steffi taking control at the office during a meeting with Brooke, Hope, and Carter. Will all the recent drama with Luna and panic over Liam soften Steffi's heart even more towards her former rival? She hired Hope back at Forrester Creations, but has yet to hand her back hope for the future. Will this be the week Hope gets her wish? A fun little trip turns out to be an awful time for Holly and Ari when they run into one too many problems. Things take a turn for the worse, and their lives are in serious danger. It won't be long before a massive search begins, and the clock starts ticking. Will anyone reach them before it's too late? Gwen's back in town, and she needs somewhere to lay her head that isn't a hotel room. Will she turn to Xander for a place to stay? No, of course not. Instead, she turns to EJ and tells him she wants to move back into the mansion. Is it a good idea? Well, that depends on who you ask. Will EJ even allow it? That, friends, remains to be seen. Natalia may not have been the most popular woman in town, but her memorial is going to be one of the hottest events around. And not for good reasons. Tensions rise and tempers flare as the messy mama is laid to rest. We can't wait to see how explosive things get. And we have to wonder, will her daughter attend? Surely they wouldn't bury Natalia without Blaze there, right? Speaking of messy lives, Curtis hasn't exactly kept his hands clean recently, and Stella has a lot to say about it. She confronts her nephew with a whole host of questions, none of which he'll be ready or willing to answer. Curtis stonewalls Stella and shuts down her meddling on the spot. Will she eventually get to the truth? The scene in France takes a terrible turn, and Chance has an investigation on his hands. It's a troubling time, and poor Lily will feel the effects deeply. Her whole world turns upside down, and as Chance starts asking questions and digging for clues, things go from bad to worse. Just wait until you see who doesn't make it through the week. While things go completely sideways, Audra and Kyle add to the drama when they cross all the lines. Does this mean they are about to fall into bed together again? Audra needs this seduction plan to work so she can make her bank and have the great Victor Newman backing. But that doesn't mean she can't have a little fun while it all goes down, right? Maybe she'll even have a little too much fun. July 14-18 is a big one for certain members of the DMV Fairmont Crest. On Beyond the Gates, most of this week's drama surrounds Martin's secret and will feature the congressman finally coming clean. We have been waiting since the first week of BTG to find out what it is. It is a long time coming, and ultimately, Martin has no other chess moves. It's either confess everything or start losing the parts of his life that mean the most to him. On Wednesday, June 16th, Martin reveals the truth about what happened 2 years ago. But even before that, Martin witnesses the bigoted busboy sitting next to and conversing with his daughter, Samantha. This is after Tyrell let Kenneth in their door. The walls are closing in. These moments when Kenneth is getting close to his kids are unacceptable. Plus, Smitty and his investigative reporter ways are undoubtedly adding pressure. Martin must feel cornered, but more importantly, he must feel like he needs to unburden himself. And so he comes clean. Will his family look at him the same after they find out? Anita knows what happened 2 years ago and has been in on the cover-up until recently. The Articulates reunion sufficiently distracted her, but now she's back beyond the gates. Vernon didn't want to add to her stress, but he may want to rethink that decision. Anita returns home and is stunned to hear what's gone down while she's been away. If Vernon is the one bringing her up to speed on everything Martin, Kenneth, Smitty, and Smitty's investigation into Malone, then she might end up upset with her uber-supportive husband. He took it upon himself to gather the individuals involved in this secret scandal, and chose to proceed without his wife. Finally, Elon, Jacob's dad and the chief of police, has been in the know. He knows about Martin's crime, the cover-up, and the shady deposits to Marcel's account. Unfortunately for Jacob, his father is about to topple off that massive pedestal he has him on, because Elon is so over Jacob and Smitty's pesky investigation. He puts his detective son in his place and asserts control over the investigation. Does this mean the case is about to hit a wall? Jacob isn't someone who will let himself be pushed aside, not even if it's his dad doing the pushing. Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Monday, July 14th, 2025. Martin is starting to really freak out that his family is in danger. And with good reason, too. It was just the other day that Kenneth was in the house after connecting with Tyrell and playing chess with him. Now Martin's fears are realized again, and on a whim, he heads to the park. Samantha, he can see, is talking to a stranger sitting really close, and that stranger is Kenneth. Once again, he has managed to get close to his children, and it is more than he can deal with. In Monday's episode, Martin has a physical altercation with the stranger. Will this jeopardize the plans of the other parties involved? Either way, this cannot possibly be a good thing. At Garland Memorial Hospital, Haley noticed that her interaction with Ashley felt weird. They used to be good friends before she got together with Bill Hamilton. In Monday's episode, Haley tries to reconnect with Ashley. Is this to restore the friendship that they once had, or does Haley worry that Ashley actually knows something? Something that could derail Haley's plans. Ashley hasn't quite figured out what is going on, but she does know that there was no ultrasound done, and that Haley is telling people that the results of the ultrasound said the baby is perfectly healthy. And Ashley also knows that the reason there was no ultrasound done was because Haley had refused it. Come on, Ashley, put two and two together. Danny may be right. Chelsea has already been reassuring Madison a lot that she is enough for her, and that she doesn't need someone who is a supermodel or an influencer, and that she genuinely wants to be with her. Now that Allison is popping up everywhere like a bad penny, it's starting to cause more doubts for the young Dr. Madison Montgomery. In Monday's episode, Chelsea reassures a wary Madison that her ex is in the past. Here comes Monday soap fans and a whole new week of Beyond the Gates. Strap in. Here is your Beyond the Gates weekly recap for the episodes that aired July 7-11, 2025. On Beyond the Gates, Leslie approached an uncooperative Haley, suggesting they could do damage to the Duprees. After Leslie taunted Nicole about her sexual escapades with Ted, Nicole tried to strangle her. Jacob learned that the scratch on Leslie's helmet matched the scratch seen on the helmet the motorcyclist who sideswiped Laura had worn. Kat was frustrated that it still wasn't enough to place Leslie at the scene. Eva figured out that Kat tried to sabotage her position with Ted, and warned Kat that she might pay Kat back using Leslie's tactics. Ashley went on her date with Andre and was upset to see Derek enjoying himself with Shanice. Danny found Andre and Ashley together, and the sometime lovers had a cryptic conversation about their relationship in front of Ashley. The next day at the hospital, Ashley copped an attitude with supervisor Shanice and remembered that Haley's claim of having an ultrasound was false. Andre and Danny concluded their spat over Ashley by making love. Anita called off the Articulettes' reunion concert after Sharon and Tracy accused her of controlling the act, as she had done during their original run. Danny brought the Hamiltons pie as a peace offering, but refused Bill's demand that she apologize for endangering Haley's pregnancy. Pamela felt that Danny becoming their agency's lead model would help get the floundering business off the ground. Chelsea told a desperate Allison that she was staying with Madison, but later, Madison and Chelsea found Allison watching them. Smitty alarmed Elon by asking the police chief why Vernon had testified on Marcel's behalf. Randy led Kenneth away at gunpoint and told Joey he had dumped his body. But later, Joey was ready to have Randy eliminated for lying about Kenneth's escape and stealing money from Joey. Only the McBrides' intervention saved their friend. June was hospitalized after she was found beaten. Naomi called a number on June's beloved photo, but was hung up on. Martin came home to find Kenneth with Tyrell, and angered his kids by putting them on lockdown. Kenneth doubled his fee after assuming Martin had arranged to have him killed. Bill told Joey to fix the situation after Martin told him that Kenneth had survived. Marcel gave Jacob plausible but unprovable reasons for the large deposits that Smitty found suspicious, while Jacob remembered seeing a frantic Elon the same night of Martin's incident.